Hey, what is going on, guys? In this video today, I'm going to be discussing why I believe that a high sensitivity on console Fortnite, and specifically 10 sensitivity on console Fortnite, is the most overrated thing when it comes to becoming a great Fortnite player. The reason I wanted to make this video, even though I've touched on it a few times in recent videos, is because it is a comment I get a lot on my channel. I get it one of two ways, The good way is people just straight up ask me, hey bro, I see you play on, 7.6 sensitivity, and before that I played on 6.6 sensitivity, and people ask me, oh, how do you outbuild people? How are you killing people on that low of sensitivity when all of these great players on console seem to use like, 8, 9, and most of them use even 10. And the other way I get it is the mean way, which happened a lot on the why I believe I'm the best console player on Fortnite video, where people basically say, cool gameplay, good stats, but you play on 7 and 6 sensitivity, you'll never be anywhere near a top player. To be near a top player, you need to play on either 9 or 10 sensitivity. And I believe there are two reasons that this is such a huge misconception in the Fortnite community. Number one, PC players. Almost all of the top, biggest, most viewed Fortnite players are guys that play on PC. It's so extreme that if you go onto the Fortnite section of Twitch at any given time, unless Nick Merckx is streaming, it's going to be the top 10 guys are all PC guys. And if Nick Merckx is streaming, well then 9 of the top 10 guys are going to be PC guys. And the thing about PC is, I don't know exactly how the sensitivity scales over from PC to Xbox, but just based on the eye test, it looks like what the guys like Ninja and Myth and Tfue play on is even a lot higher than the 10 sensitivity on console. And that leads a lot of people to seeing these dominant PC players, since those are the people that are most viewed, and thinking, man, I play on console, but all these top players, they play on a ridiculously high sensitivity, so I guess to be a top player, I'm going to have to play on the highest sensitivity possible. And the other reason why I believe that people think 10 sensitivity is dominant and why everyone wants to use 10 sensitivity is because even on console, I'll be the first person to admit it, even though I play on 7.6, it just looks so much cooler, cleaner, nicer to watch. Those 10 sensitivity build battle videos and build compilations and crazy fast spin in circle build videos, they really do look so entertaining. I think the best comparison to 10 sensitivity in some other aspect is like the guys in the NBA with crazy dribble moves. I think the best comparison to 10 sensitivity in Fortnite is a guy in the NBA like Jason Williams. If you're not a hardcore NBA fan, you've probably never heard of that guy in your life, but he's basically a dude who played in the NBA. I think he started his career like 20 years ago and retired somewhere around 10 years ago. And if you look up this guy's highlight videos, you'll probably be convinced that he's one of the best players to ever play the game. I mean, he had all the dribble moves, all the crossover combinations, was one of the most exciting dribblers and passers of all time to ever play in the NBA. And if you look at the comment sections, they're all like, oh my god, this guy's incredible, such a passer, so exciting. But the truth is, this guy was never anything more than like a fringe starter in the NBA. I think even towards like the end of his career, he got relegated to basically like the 5th or 6th guy off the bench on just an average team. So that's how I kind of look at 10 sensitivity. Is it really flashy? Is it really cool to look at? Yeah, it is. And does it give you somewhat of an advantage, especially in build battles? Definitely, just like dribble moves do in basketball. But getting back to Fortnite and getting away from basketball, there is so much more to Fortnite than just building on a high sensitivity, just like there's so much more to basketball than dribbling. And the honest to God truth is, at this point in Fortnite, you don't need anywhere near 10 sensitivity to outplay like 95 to 99% of the people you're going to run into in an average Fortnite lobby. And a lot of people always ask me, oh, you play on 6 to 8, how are you not consistently getting outbuilt? And like I referenced in that video where I went over the 4 ways to become a great Fortnite player, there is so much more than just building, and there's so many more ways to be great at Fortnite. You can be the best 10 sensitivity builder in the world. I mean, you can outbuild everybody and their mother, be able to build the fastest 1x1 cube in the world, build the fastest ramp wall combo, the fastest 2-wall staircase combo to get high in the air and get high ground. But if you get to high ground and you have awful gun skill, no IQ, no idea how to position yourself, well, you'll be flashy and your videos will probably look pretty cool, but you won't even be that great of a player because you're only good at one thing, and that's fast building. And just to address another comment I got all the time on that why I think I'm the best console player video, so many people said to me, yeah bro, you know, you're great when it comes to killing potatoes, you know, 27 kills, that's super impressive, but the first 10 sensitivity builder you run into, he's gonna destroy you, you know, here's this guy A, B, and C that are 10 sensitivity builders that would destroy you if you ever ran into them. And my response to that, and kind of my proof that you can still be great with 7.6 sensitivity, is I've played something ridiculous like 6,000 Fortnite games. Do you really think I've never run into great 10 sensitivity builders? I think there's no more competitive game mode in Fortnite than Solo Showdown. And the first Solo Showdown, the one where it wasn't just individually based on regions, I placed something, I think 103rd or 104th in the world. Kind of depressing because only the top 100 people got free V-Bucks. And like I said, you know, there were a lot of PC people in front of me. There are a lot of people that probably cheated and played on other servers in front of me. But the point that I want to make here is that I ran into so many great 10 sensitivity builders in Solo Showdown. And to place 103 out of like the millions of people that tried it, I had to win something like 40 out of the 50 Solo Showdown games. So trust me, if this really was just one big lie and I truly did get destroyed by every great 10 sensitivity builder I ran into, well then I wouldn't have won anywhere near 40 out of the 50 Solo Showdown games, because I probably ran into 3 to 4 great 10 sensitivity builders every single game. And based on the 80 win percentage, I bet you guys can guess how a lot of those fights ended up going. So that's why it is so important to master other things other than just super fast building. I think it's so much more helpful to play on, you know, 6, 7, 8 sensitivity and learn things like how to double pump effectively, working on your aim so you're able to land all your AR and shotgun shots when you do ultimately get high ground. Learn a great starting strategy so that you never get killed off the rip when you play a game, and then you'll be able to work on your building and aim and all the other things, you know. Learn how to position yourself, learn how to play with high IQ and not push stupid fights. I think learning all of those things will be much more beneficial to you as a Fortnite player than mastering 10 sensitivity and learning how to build really fast. Because if you compare the speed of 10 sensitivity building against the speed of, you know, 6, 7, or 8 sensitivity building, it's really not as big of a deal as a lot of people hype it up to be. And the good thing is, for all of you guys that play on the lower sensitivities like 6, 7, and 8, you guys should have a really pronounced gun skill advantage over the 10 sensitivity builders. So if you can just keep up with them in terms of building, and you should be able to, because like I said, the speed advantage is not that huge, your gun skill advantage may ultimately be even more important than just the speed building advantage, and should at the end of the day have you guys winning a lot of build fights on 6, 7, or 8 against even really good 10 sensitivity builders. So the next thing I want to get into this video today is the building sensitivity option, which I really believe is going to be coming into Fortnite sometime in the near future. Epic's commented on it on a few forums. I know pretty much everyone is in agreement that this feature should be added to the game at some point very soon. And what building sensitivity is it's basically a sensitivity option that only deals with your building. Right now, building sensitivity is basically tied to your X and Y sensitivity, which also accounts for your non-ADS gun skill, and that's one of the huge advantages for those of you guys that are sticking with the lower sensitivities right now. Because if they ultimately do come out with this building sensitivity option, and I really believe they're going to at some point, you guys are going to have a leg up over the guys that are playing on 1010. And the reason is you'll be able to go right to 10 sensitivity while still being used to the best sensitivities for gun skill, which, like we've discussed, I believe is the 6 to 8 range. And those guys that have been rocking with 10-10 and are willing to give up the gun skill right now for a little better building, well, they're still going to have the same build speed, but they're now automatically, even though the building speed playing field is now level, will be at a huge disadvantage when it comes to gun skill. So they're going to have to go all the way down to, like, 7-7, 6-6. Well, those of you guys that have been on that the entire time are already going to be super used to it. And those guys that have been on 10-10, it's going to take them a very long time to adjust, and they may ultimately never be able to do it after playing on 10-10 for so long. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Just want to give one last disclaimer, and I probably should have done it earlier in the video. No, I do not think if you're playing on 10 sensitivity, you're a bad player. That's just, a stupid thought. No one should think that. I'd never be dumb enough to say something like that. I'm just saying that 10 sensitivity is not for everyone. It's not for me. I find it's really hard to hit shots. I know 10 sensitivity building does give you an advantage, and it's so cool and awesome to play on. But for those of you guys that are struggling with gun skill, you may want to consider the lower options. But if you're one of those guys that loves 10 sensitivity and feel like you're super accurate with it, even though it's a little bit harder to be great with gun skill, well, then consider yourself an anomaly and a great player, because it definitely isn't for everyone. So leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, do whatever the heck you want, and I will catch you guys next time.